And today we're at a really pretty piece of property in Oakboro, North Carolina. That's in Stanley County. We've been hired to kind of customize the crawl space area and to do some things that will help protect this investment for many years and decades to come. What we're doing on this home is we're doing some microbial cleaning as well as installing a new vapor barrier. We're also putting in a limited foundation drainage system, mainly per the customer's request as a backup. There doesn't appear to be much of a drainage problem. The gutters are good on this home, and they're going to extend the downspouts, oversized gutters, which is what you want to see. However, in a really heavy rain event, water could get into this crawl space, and so we're going to put 60 lineal feet of drain tiles in. We are going to put a commercial sump basin in this home with a half horsepower sump pump, so that we can have a little bit better water control just in case there's a plumbing leak in this underneath this house, or if there is a flood condition where water penetrates into the crawl space, they'll have a way to pump it out. This is a traditionally framed crawl space, and it's 2x10 construction on 16-inch centers. You can see this is that white kind of puffy insulation. What happened when they had this house built, the southern yellow pine was still wet at the time when they were building the house, and so you've got some microbial material that is growing. You can see it here even more on the bottom of these floor joists, because what I suspect the wood moisture content was up in the 20s, and so we're going to wipe all that clean as part of our protocol. The guys are installing a foundation drain, as we discussed earlier, and they're putting out the vapor barrier as well. And some of the parts of the crawl space, we are going to use a white 10 mil contractor class liner that you'll see them installing here. We use non-reinforced product, fiber reinforced product, because those products tend to off-gas odors, and so we have chosen to use a contractor class white 10 mil liner, and that'll help to preserve the air quality in the home and set the stage for the next part of the installation, which we are not going to do a full encapsulation on this crawl space. The industry tends to want to market and promote that. We're going to do what's called a controlled ventilation system on this, and we're going to stay under the auspices of vented code, and that's going to give us a lot more flexibility to be able to bring in fresh air from the outside when there's good air outside, and it'll be a lot less trauma on the commercial dehumidifier. So contrary to what folks might realize, you can still engage the outside air just fine in this part of the country for 9 months out of the year. During the summer, you certainly have more challenges. So, but if we control that using the right technology, and we are going to put an ATMOX system on this home. The customer saw the value in that, to create this hybrid system with a dehumidifier as well as the controlled ventilation system. And I'm going to crawl to this spot here. You can see here, this is where our foundation drain is. And we do the real thing. We don't just scrape the surface and put a pipe on top of the ground, a little bit of rock, and call it a drain, which is what you see with a lot of these companies these days. we actually dig out the control trench, an 8-inch control trench, and we use a generous amount of aggregate on our drains. And of course we have a commercial sump basin here, which is critical for any type of system that you'll deploy. And we'll put a 1/2 horsepower pump in the bottom here, a generous amount of aggregate around this drainage field, so you got plenty of space to catch the water as it's coming in. And we also use, our pipes are wrapped in a geotextile sock, which is going to prevent silt, sediments, and these aggressively gunky clays that will clog up a pipe, an underground pipe or underground foundation drain, and you know, it could happen in weeks from deployment. It happens with French drains. So this is done the correct way with a system that should be relevant for a long time. We'll put a life of structure guarantee on this drain. So this sort of sets the table for the overall project. You can kind of look at it in here. It's a pretty clean crawl space as it sits. And you know, I suspect the vapor barrier is going to look great because we've got such a wonderful rocky sub base. Appreciate you joining us today, and we'll see you in a few days. Thank you so much.